You know what time it is.
Live from Waterloo's Public Access Studios, it's Ms. Rocki and Chaveevah's North End Update Live.
Bringing you the good stuff from a North End perspective, of course.
Today's guest will be Pat Kinney from Grout Museum and guest co-host Tara Thomas.
Yes.
You know what time it is.
Boom shakalaka!
Okay, here we are.
I think you probably better
ladies.
scoot closer. That way we won't have to mess with the screen. You're kind of off.
I know.
Come on over this
Okay.
way. There we go.
There we are.
I'm happy to be cut out a little bit.
No. And I think that screen needs to be raised up, Imani, because the top of our heads are off a little bit. Okay, thank you for bearing with us. It's Friday. It's Boom Shakalaka O'Clock.
Yes.
And we got great guests today.
Yes,
Thank
we
you for
do.
joining us. I'm Rocki.
And I'm Chaveevah.
And this is North End Update. And this is Tara Thomas joining us. Thank you so much for being here.
Thank you. I'm
Yes.
not as exciting as the mayor, but I'm happy to fill in my new role as the Director of Strategic Communication for the city.
Yes,
Yeah.
and you're doing such a great job.
I know. I was
Thank
going to
you,
say,
ladies.
wherever you are, Tara, you bring something special. So.
Oh, you're very kind. It's been a pleasure. And so many, as you guys know, good things happening in the city. I'm in a great position to be able to share them.
Yes,
Awesome.
and
Yeah.
you know that's right up our alley, right? Because that's what we've been doing for 6 years.
Yeah.
Can you
Of-
believe
of
it? I remember when
positivity.
you started.
Yeah, I know.
And you were so
Congratulations.
helpful. Thank you
for
so
sure.
much. Yeah, we want to shout out to our frequent viewers. We have
Philip Banks, Doug Marshall, Wendy Knapp Bowman, Velveeta Roberson or Roberson?
Roberson, yeah.
Roberson, May Ambrose, Julia Jackson, Raymond Norman, Lloyd Forney, and congratulations to last week's prize drawing winners, Ashley Glover and LaShondra Fletcher. Love Shawnee. They miss her in Waterloo Schools.
Oh,
she
yes,
left. I ran
yes.
into her the other day.
Okay.
Oh.
Pride Fest tickets, and then Jeannie Schminke will be getting 70s party or one 70s party from the
did.
Waterloo Homecoming.
Yes,
yeah,
and
it looks
she's
like a
so
great
much
event.
fun.
It was so
Mhm.
much fun. I think I was telling our viewers I had so much fun wearing my fro the other day. I thought I was going to sport it today, but my
Oh,
hair
that
was
would
like,
have been
no. Oh, we had a great time. Today's guest will be Pat Kinney, the one and only award-winning
Yes.
Pat Kinney, a
We love
historian. Love Pat.
Very
Kinney.
talented writer.
Yes, indeed. And we have a drawing. We had a drawing in our pre-boom shakalaka, and we had 2 winners,
Yes.
and they were Amy Cass and Peters. Who was it? Oh,
Kathy
Kathy Pearson.
Yes, they won Greens Together veggie boxes.
Right.
Nice.
And we also do have a drawing for. Oh, what was that for, Chaveevah?
Oh, that's right. The one that's coming up.
Yes.
Yes, we have drawings for 2 children's hairstyles.
That's next week because
Yes.
we don't have the names.
That's right.
She's
But
like,
that's
right.
Wednesday. That's when
Oh,
you're
that's
going to watch us
right.
on Wednesday.
Right. Watch Wednesday for that drawing.
That's
Thank you
right.
for clarifying that, Chaveevah.
Okay.
All right. We want to thank everyone for making us the best show on the internet.
That's right. We are certified. Y'all just don't know. Hey, I didn't say certifiable. I said certified.
But we are the podcast you can see,
Yeah.
and we're making us all look good. The news's job is to tell you everything, good and bad, but we're here just for the good. So
That's
we
right.
want to thank you for watching us today.
Be sure to stay with us for Give It Air. It's going to be one of Waterloo's Black pioneers, Preston Hickey.
All right, and also our talking point today: where the world is changed by your example, not by your opinion. Someone might need to hear that.
Yep.
All right, newsflash, birthday people. Don't forget, Tara Thomas has that butter voice,
Oh,
and she's going to lead us in the Stevie Wonder song today, Chaveevah.
okay.
Stick around for that.
She's like, do not put me on the chopping block for that.
Right. How would you like us to help support your small business by purchasing your products to give away on our show? Because that's what we do. Inbox or email us at northendupdate@gmail.com. All righty, Chaveevah, what else?
Yep, our breaking news today is to be sure, we mentioned it one time, be sure to watch us live on Wednesday.
Oh, on Wednesday.
Yep, when Catherine Dorman of Iowa Public Radio is going to be talking about the listening sessions that are going to be held across Iowa. And we're going to have that prize-winning drawing for 2 kids' hairdos from local stylist Tiani Carrasco and Kiwana Ryder.
Yes, that's right. That's going to be fun on Wednesday. Okay, so the next thing we want to talk about is something you're familiar with. It's kind of in my hand to give you a hint.
Wonderful.
And I get to do this silly thing, and I go like this. Soul Town!
So down, yes.
Tara, what do you think about the Soul Town?
Loving the Soul Town, our friend Chaveevah,
Yes.
aka Chillin, the poet that we all know and love, she has given the city a wonderful opportunity to advertise, and you can see on the back page we detail a really exciting development in our construction and housing unit totals and expansion, essentially, thanks to all the great city staff and partners that have helped make that possible. So we appreciate the Soul Town as one more avenue to share the good news about the city of Waterloo.
Yes, and everywhere else, because they're kind of like us. They're viewed in 19 countries and
How many solar systems?
solar systems,
Galaxies.
planets. Yeah, just like us. So get your copy of the Soul Town at thesoultownmagazine.com.
Okay.
All right, I think it's a great time to introduce our award-winning, wonderful guest, Pat
Yes.
Kinney.
There he is.
There he
Yay.
is. Thank you,
Welcome,
Pat. We see you survived the Irish Fest.
I did.
Okay.
Yes.
How was that
It
for
was
you?
stupendous. It was really good, and it always is, and hopefully we'll have more next year.
What was some of your favorite parts? What did you take? Did you take the children? Were they with you? Did they get to hang out?
Not this. Well, my daughter came up on Sunday.
Oh.
We drove up from the rain in Des Moines, but we got to see the Screaming Orphans, which
Oh,
is they are the queens, uncrowned queens of our Irish Fest. They're just
wow.
delightful. They're here all weekend. One that surprised me she was here last year, first time, was Aoife Scott, who is she's from Dublin, and her significant other is her lead guitar player, and they just touch my heart. They're really good.
and those bagpipes.
Yeah.
I can't hear a bagpipe without crying. It's just so, I mean, I think it's because they're just so, I don't know, melodic, and just beautiful. Did you
Yeah.
get to hear any bagpipes?
Oh yeah.
Did you?
Yes, yes, yes.
Okay.
There were plenty of bagpipes.
Oh, good. I wasn't there, but I know it was a great event.
Yeah.
Yes. Today we have a talking point that we kind of open up with our guests to kind of loosen you up a little bit. Chaveevah, what are we talking about today?
Our talking point is by the author Paulo Coelho. If you've ever read, anyone who may have read stuff by him, the world is changed by your example, not your opinion.
So what do you think about, have you had any experience with that where you just wanted to give your opinion, but it was better to lead by example? Maybe
all the
kids?
time, it's my trade.
Yeah.
You you have to listen. You have to listen, and and leading by example. There's plenty of people I can think of that just do. Years ago, I was covering a political rally. Bruce Braley was having a rally, and he had several veterans there. And one was Anthony Tisdale, who was the head of the Military Order of the Purple Heart. And I turned around, and here's Russ Lowe sitting with Anthony. And I said, Russ, and I'd known him for 20 years by then. I said, Russ, you never told me you want a Purple Heart.
Oh, my goodness.
He said, I figured you'd find out soon enough.
Oh, wow. Now
So got a
that
whole nother
is-
story out of that.
Sure, yeah. Now that is leading by example. And in your profession, I mean, at the Veterans Museum and also as a writer at the Courier, you've probably seen lots of examples of people living and leading by example.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's just, one of the last couple of weeks, we had Martin Culpepper come in again for a second interview. Martin was a Vietnam veteran, and he made friends with a soldier from LaPorte City, Michael Mullen, who got killed. And they found out that the government wasn't telling the truth to Michael's parents about how he got killed. He was killed by friendly fire, and Martin told the truth. He was offered promotions not to, and he said no. And he told the parents, told the Mullins what happened to Michael. And in their gratitude, the Mullins put Martin through electrical school, became a successful electrical contractor, one of the leading minority contractors in Waterloo.
Wow, that is amazing. And yeah, it's a hard truth to tell. I mean, I say hard, very hard. But yeah, that's a great example. What do you think, Tara? What do you think about that?
I totally understand what Pat's saying. As a journalist, it's hard to bite your tongue sometimes, but we all had to maintain that neutrality, at least in television and print. I think that was our charge. But media has evolved, and now it's business and entertainment. The business model is driven by sensationalism because the streaming and other forms have put too much competition out there. So how do you feel about that, Pat? How do you see the print model surviving now that we've lost so many dailies and resources that used to cover the news?
I think it's still there. I just think it's taking different paths. You know, the paper's still around. A lot of people still want to have a paper in their hands. The Courier's not printing as many days as it used to, but they're putting more into the one that they do have. And I feel a lot of affinity and allegiance to my friends who are still working at the paper. There's a lot fewer of them, and they got still the same amount or more to cover, and they do a great job. And I just, I want to support them any way I can. And yeah, people need the facts. They don't need the opinions. I look at some of the news, quote-unquote, news talk shows, and I'm going, this is like when I used to watch pro wrestling with my son on Monday nights.
That bad.
Well, I think somebody's borrowing somebody's storyline, let's put it that way.
Sure.
But, I mean, I remember an instance one time when I overheard a reporter talking to a source and getting a little testy with him. And he got off the phone, and I said, did you interview him or did you argue with him? Take the quote and get off the phone. And, you got to lay it out straight. You know that, Tara.
That's right. I appreciate that.
Yes. Imani, are there any comments that you'd like to share with us? You just check on that and let us know.
If anyone has commented, yeah.
And exactly, we want to talk to you about your job as a historian, Pat. Exactly what is an historian? Explain to our viewers, and what do you do?
Ask Bob Niemeyer. He's the real historian. He's got the PhD.
He could not be here, and we wanted to hear some of his stories much, but he couldn't make it, so we understand that you have a busy schedule sometimes and you can't make it. Like the mayor sent Tara in his place. Yes. Tara. My cousin's name is Tara, so I've been saying Tara all the time. But yeah, talk about what it is to be a historian in your new position at the Grout. It's still fairly new, isn't it?
Yeah, 5 years. Bob and I used to tag team on a lot of stuff. We'd go out and do veterinaries. I'd do a feature story, and he'd get oral history. We'd do it at the same time. So I'm doing a lot of the same stuff that I did back then, I'm still writing on the side. I've got a freelance column, View from the Cedar Valley, and some of the people I talk to end up generating story ideas for that too. So, there's a lot of overlap. Sometimes there's some stuff that you can do that goes beyond just getting the story, because we had woman on staff up at UNI at the Childhood Development Center, and her uncle was still missing in action from World War II.
Oh my.
Her father lived at Bridges, not about a block from the Grout, and he just passed away. But we got, and she has a cousin who was doing a lot of research on this. So I did a blog post for the Grout webpage about their search to find remains, and now we've got more congressional people involved, and apparently this soldier's case has been moved up to the top of the list, so maybe they'll get some answers sooner or later. That kind of thing happens once in a while where you're able to do something, And sometimes it happened as a journalist, and it still happens now. So. Yes.
I know you and Chaveevah work together. No. Go ahead.
Yeah, I was going to, before we go any further, Imani, do we have any
Could you guys grab me some water, Ed or Agnes, please?
So yes. Vera Watkins says good afternoon.
Okay, hi there.
Hey.
Lashana said hello and happy Friday.
All right, yes indeed.
And it is Friday. Happy Friday. You made it.
Miss Loriandale said, boom shakalaka.
Boom shakalaka. That's right. And you know this. Thank you so much, Imani. You're doing a great job. So Tara, we're gonna. Oh, did you want to say something else?
No, I was saying as far as us having worked together, it was at the Courier where we first met, and we have been working on some things together for the Grout, for the Black Stories Collective.
Yeah.
So I know one of the things an historian does is to sort of collect stories for and have them recorded for posterity.
Right, and those are, we provide an interview subject with the DVD or recording of the interview, and those become family keepsakes. We've had veterans pass on, and the family plays the interview at funeral visitations, things like that. And it's, once those folks are gone, those stories are gone, so it's important to get them down while you can. I just, people in my own family, I wish we could have got, their stories recorded.
Oh, for sure.
How does somebody who might have a veteran that would be a good candidate for that find out how to get it done and make it happen with the Grout?
234-6357. Just call us and we'll set it up. And it's anybody who served, any Iowan, anybody that came here after service. It doesn't matter if you were in combat, if you were working stateside, if you were sitting front. Everybody's got a story to tell. Everybody did their part.
That's right. So many veterans say, oh, I wasn't in a war, so I'm not important, but that is so not true. So, yeah, give your stories to the Grout Museum. And another thing, I'm so proud of the Grout for stepping up and including Black Stories Collective. That's so important and something that was lacking in the community, and the Grout really took a step forward and worked with other people. I think Experience Waterloo, NAACP. So we're so excited about that exhibit, which is featuring, is it still the protests right now? And
Right
we're
now,
be working on a new
and then in
exhibit.
October it'll switch up, and we're focusing on
And there it is. Thank you, Agnes.
Black-owned business and Black entrepreneurship.
Wonderful.
And Chaveevah and I have been interviewing a lot of, and Gwen Berry, have been interviewing a lot of Black business people and
Wonderful.
professionals, and it's hopefully we got a nice mix of people from different professions that we can insert into the exhibit. So
Just love it. Like my little granddaughter says, I love it. I just love it. Thank you so much, Pat, for sharing time with us today. And thank you, Chaveevah, for working with Pat and making these stories, bringing them to the people.
It doesn't even feel like work, it just feels like fun, and it's so interesting to get a chance to hear people's stories and talk to them about, you find out things about people because you might know them in a different social capacity, and then you find out all these other interesting things about them. So.
Right. And the website, just so people can go to
GroutMuseumDistrict.org.
All right. Or you can look on our page. We got plenty of stuff about the Grout. You can connect with them there.
Yes.
What do we have for Tara? We didn't know you were coming here, but
Surprise!
Yes, thank you so much for.
I appreciate it, and
Tell us how
I'm
you
being a
picked
good
this
sport
job.
because I don't have my hair, makeup, and attire put together to be even on a streaming show. So,
Oh,
but I'm happy to
stop.
do that to help out Mayor Hart.
Oh my, you're always helping out somewhere. That's my question. My first question for you is, how do you find the time to take on a job? This is like a job now. I see you out there. Almost every event we're trying to be at, there's Tara, So
Well, it
talk
is.
about it.
It's now a full-time job, and it's been wonderful because
wonderful.
I was not anticipating going back out into the public arena, and so as the opportunity presented itself, it was good timing because I was not a good stay-at-home virtual worker, and my husband predicted it. He said, "You're too much of a people person." I was very lazy when I was home, not getting a lot of steps in, and yes, I missed being out and about. So it's been a great opportunity to reconnect with people.
It's so good seeing you
Thank
out and
you.
about too. Chaveevah, what do you want to ask?
Maybe you can touch on some of the things that we were going to ask Mayor about.
Sure.
Like just recently, they did a groundbreaking or whatever was it for Waterloo Fiber?
It's been a huge decades in the making project and culminating with the groundbreaking recently. So happy for all involved. Essentially, the way that people might not understand it is our world through technology now, the connectivity has to be driven by effective broadband. So when you think about the times that you used to hourglass all the time, or when you were firing up the modem to get on AOL back in the day.
Oh my
Yes.
goodness, yes.
Now the speeds and the advancement are such that we don't have to have any delays, and we can get quick response when we're gaming or doing our Google searches, or hopefully watching shared sporting events that many people stream now. So the great news about Waterloo Fiber, unlike some of the private companies that can cherry pick which neighborhoods they would offer their services in, our Waterloo Fiber will be locally owned and operated and have connectivity across every corner and in every neighborhood in the Waterloo boundary. So
Wow.
that's the distinction.
We're like, wow.
The
Even
plus
my house, which is
is
a dead zone.
exactly wherever you currently now have a dead zone, expect that to change as soon as this fall. You can go to the website waterloofiber.com, and there's a short form you fill out, and it will help to make sure that your inbox receives the updated information as it unfolds, and gives you an update on the phase map when it will be coming to your neighborhood. The great news, the affordable price we're hearing, in contrast to other providers, you can't get the speed we're going to offer for a cheaper price, and there are no hidden fees. So it's not like you get a temporary rate and then after 1 year, all of a sudden you're like, why did my bill just go up by
Yeah.
$20,
Right.
$30, $40 or more?
100.
We're gonna lock in that rate for you, and you're gonna have the higher speed internet for a more affordable price, which I think everyone that we've talked with seems very excited about.
Oh, I am.
I
Yes.
definitely am. I've been waiting for it, and I think it's going in segments, right?
Correct.
One part of the town is purple, and one part's green, and all of that. So, do you know about where it starts and where it will
So
end?
part of the groundbreaking location at Prairie Grove Park, which is way out there at the intersection of Shawless and 4th, was strategic because that's where some of the hookup capabilities already existed. So they want to try then to really rapidly canvass the whole city and get everybody connected sooner than later. So we are hoping the entire rollout could be completed to get people going by the end of this year.
Oh,
So that's
really?
what we're hoping. Now, I
Nice.
might be speaking out of turn. The new GM, Eric Loggy, might say otherwise, but I know that was our goal, was to try to get people connected before year's end.
Okay. Well, that sounds really, really promising, and like I said, we're all looking forward to that. I've been waiting for it for sure.
Yep. Now, anticipating
too.
that the mayor was going to be here, there was a couple of questions
Sure.
that I was going to ask him about being recently featured on a couple of podcasts.
It's been amazing. What I had underestimated, and some of you ladies might know, you're plugged into what's been going on in the city, but Mayor Hart has been fortunate that through his contacts, both nationally and really sometimes internationally, a lot of people are aware of Waterloo. He's put us on the map
Oh,
with a
yes.
lot of organizations, everything from, mayors groups to city and other state and regional and national organizations. And that leads to, thankfully, a lot of interest in what's been happening in Waterloo. So he was featured on a podcast from a gentleman who is based out of Fort Dodge, and that was talking about transformative leadership. And then the New Deal podcast had a former mayor from California who hosts I think it's a monthly or weekly podcast that he was featured on. And it's been really interesting because, as you ladies know, people are surprised to learn that a city like Waterloo, Iowa, in what might be flyover country for some, does have a lot of very exciting and progressive
So
projects.
exciting. My nephew, you met my nephew at an event.
Yes, that
And
was
he
great to meet
was-
him.
He was so excited. He was like, wow, because we kept going back and forth across the bridge because of the lights. And just downtown now is just so beautiful. Of course, Travis has an office. You were there
Yes.
downtown. So I'm cruising
Great
up
location.
down 4th Street these days. And it's just beautiful. It's almost unrecognizable from what it was even 5 years ago. We have people that come to visit all the time that say they have no idea that Waterloo was such a great city. So it's changed, I think, and I think there's going to be more positive change to come soon.
Yes, a lot of projects in the works that are going to be exciting for people. One
Yes.
thing that I wanted to mention that is a great quote a gentleman that learned about Waterloo from Mayor Hart, and I don't remember who said this, but he said that Waterloo is punching above its weight.
Oh my
And I
goodness.
liked that comment because I do agree wholeheartedly, knowing and having lived in other parts of the country, there's a level of sophistication to the city services that many people are unaware. So that's what we're trying to help educate them about. I mean, one thing real quickly I'll share that we want to feature that's so interesting. Any sewer line that is connected to any home in the city, they have cameras that can snake through your sewer line and do essentially like a colonoscopy on your lines. And they can tell you if you have any deterioration, any problem, or any issue for both, sewer and water connectedness that might be affecting your water pressure. So these are tests and ways that they can do things with technology that really make it a much more connected city than people realize.
Wow.
And how appropriate, because our name is Waterloo, right? So we should have water that has colonoscopies and everything.
Absolutely,
right?
absolutely.
Okay. Well, thank
As
you
I drink
so
some
much.
of it.
Yeah.
It's very clean.
And thanks so much. I think we have a couple minutes. Do you know anything about the Gates Park updates?
I do. The Gates Park project is well underway, and many of you know that they are going to be adding some features to it based on a lot of community feedback that can hopefully provide ongoing entertainment and recreational opportunities. So everything from a splash pad to new playground equipment, and I believe, if I'm correct, they're going to have some enhanced recreational space to do everything from basketball to pickleball and those kinds of games. I'm not sure if they're going to have the lines for the pickleball, but I know that was something that people mentioned they would want to use a hard court to do outside. So these are all things that evolve, and as you guys know, pickleball maybe even a year ago wasn't on everybody's radar.
It's everywhere now.
So now the
Yeah.
people are asking, and we're trying to be more mindful of that. But yeah, thanks to a lot of public-private partnerships, things like the Gates Burns projects are going to be more points of pride that will continue to roll out. So thanks to everybody who's been a part of donating that or making it happen.
Yes, indeed. And thanks to you for taking this job, even if it's full-time. I mean, you'll work it in somehow. You'll stay more busy and all of that. So, good thing. Thank you.
you.
Imani, are there any other comments?
Yes, ma'am. All right, let's see. LaShondra said, much better.
Okay.
Ashley Glover said hello.
Hello, Ashley. Congratulations.
And Kiwana Ryder said happy Friday.
All right. Yes, indeed. And Wednesday we'll be giving away a new hairdo. If your child needs a hairdo, or if your child has this kind of hair that sometimes wants to be one way and sometimes wants to be another, call us or put your entry in our contest on Wednesday.
That's right.
That's right. Okay, well, before we got to go, we got to say happy birthday to our favorite and best birthday people.
Yes, absolutely.
We always have the best birthday people. Chaveevah.
Like James Cook, Valerie Norman, Tim Hayes, and Christy Thompson. Happy birthday.
Right.
Dean Wagner, Delane Moorhead, Alice Rorett, and Blue Meadows Mills Culpepper. Yes.
That's right.
Got that
The
right.
musician. Toya Hunter, Kimosha Murphy, Patricia Harris. Hey, Patty, we love you. Kia Mabry, and Phil Specht. And we love you too. Right?
Absolutely.
And we got to sing happy birthday. And it goes something, you guys, you have to wait. I see she's so ready. She's ready to start singing right now. We have a solo now, Tara.
All right.
Okay, Tara. You ready?
Yep.
Okay.
1, 2,
Y'all ready to
3,
hear our
4.
solo?
Yes.
I'm sure, wait, yeah, here we go. I'm sure you would agree
It couldn't fit more perfectly
than to have a world party.
on the day you came to be.
Happy birthday
Now you can
to
sing.
Come on.
Yeah.
Happy birthday to ya. Happy birthday. Happy birthday to ya. All right. Happy birthday to ya. Happy birthday.
Whoa.
Yay!
Even Pat was in on
Pat
that, all
can
right? I love it.
sing. I didn't know you have to come back every
so
week.
thank you, Pat.
Right. We saw you take a drink of water in the middle of the song. That is not fair. Next time you come, no water for you. Okay. Well, thank you so much for everyone watching, and we want to thank our sustaining collaborators as well. Chaveevah, as seasoned women,
Yes.
we've seen some things and we've learned a few things. I've learned that everyone's life is difficult, so let's show each other some kindness.
Okay, and I've learned that not giving up does not mean holding on when you're wrong.
Ooh, that's a good one.
Yeah.
Right. Be a leader like we talked about, right?
Yeah.
Yes. All righty. And until next week, we want to encourage our viewers to keep doing more of what makes you awesome.
That's right, like Pat
And like Tara, because it makes us all look good.
yes, it does. And remember, if it's Friday, it's North End Update.
See you next week.
time.